Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Maddie. In our previous video, we learned about primitive data types like int, double, short, char, long, and so on. Now we'll be learning something very important in Java called as wrapper classes. This topic is simple, but it's very important for understanding collections in Java. For now, don't worry much about collections. We'll be seeing them in our next videos. What are wrapper classes? In Java, a wrapper class is a class that wraps a primitive data type into an object. Java gives us wrapper classes because sometimes Java needs objects more than primitives. In one line, wrapper classes are the object version of primitive data types. Now let us see how primitive data types look like in wrapper classes. We'll write int as integer, double as object double, char as object char, boolean as object boolean, byte as object byte, short as object short, long as object long, then at last float as object float. Notice one thing, all the wrapper classes names starts with capital letters. It's the same way how we name all our classes. Why do we need wrapper classes when we already have primitive data types? Let us look into the reason. The first reason is collections don't support primitive data types. All they need is objects, and the object version of primitive data types are wrapper classes. The second reason is collections provide utility methods to perform operations on the values, like parsing, converting, and so on, which primitive data types don't have. The third reason is most Java frameworks work with objects, and the object version of primitive data types are wrapper classes. And the next topic in wrapper classes are casting. Similar to typecasting, in wrapper classes we have autoboxing and unboxing. Let us see them one by one with an example. What is autoboxing? Autoboxing is converting a primitive data type to wrapper classes. Primitive to wrapper classes. Let us see the example. We declare a primitive integer variable a and the value 5. Now if we want to convert it to wrapper class, we'll just create a integer b and then assign the primitive data type variable to the wrapper class variable. And this is called as autoboxing, where Java takes care of it automatically. We don't need to do it manually. The next topic is unboxing. It's the vice versa of autoboxing, where we convert wrapper classes into primitive data types. Let us see the example. We declare a wrapper class variable with the value 20, then primitive data type integer, and assign the value of wrapper class. This is called as unboxing and it happens automatically. We don't need to do it manually. Now the question arises, when to use what? We need to use primitive data types for performance, for simple calculations, or in loops. And we need to use wrapper classes with collections when null values are required, when object behavior is needed. Quick summary, wrapper classes convert primitive into objects and they are needed for collections, and they support autoboxing and unboxing automatically, and they can store null values. In one line, primitive data types are fast, but wrapper classes are flexible. That's it for this video. Thank you all for watching.